Welcome back to the Against All Odds, the Less Than 1% Chance podcast with your host, Maria Aponte, where we will hear stories of incredible people thriving against all odds. And my hope is that we can all see how life is always happening for us, even when we are the less than 1% chance. Hey, welcome back to Against All Odds, the Less Than 1% Chance podcast with your host, Maria Aponte. I hope you are doing fantastic. Happy holidays. Because at the time of this recording, we are in December, almost middle of December, almost my birthday. I am so excited. I am turning 41 this year. I'm very, very excited about that because it's another year that I get to be here and be alive and be happy and find purpose and just we're alive, right? So I wanted to talk about something that we experienced as a family last week. I think it was something so beautiful. I truly believe that it was something that my dad had a hand in from up above. Last week, we celebrated my niece's wedding, and it was, number one, a family that we really had never interacted with because she lives in the Northeast. And number two, her families, grandparents on either side, were not always in the best of terms, or they haven't been in the best of terms for about 34 years since she was conceived. So kind of a bit of a backstory, and I want to keep this as not about too much about this, but this is kind of the reason that I'm speaking about this topic. So my niece was born almost 33 and a half years ago. My brother was 16. His girlfriend was 18. They got pregnant, had my niece. She is the most epic, amazing person, and absolutely the first baby to everybody in the family, right? First grandchild on either side. Between all of the nieces and nephews, she was number one to everybody. So she's like everyone's baby. I was 7 years old when she was born. I have a good memory of what happened back then, bits and pieces. But over the years, things have been filled in, and just basically my niece's mom's family was not too thrilled with my brother and my family. They used to be best friends. They used to hang out all the time, lived maybe 3 or 4 houses from each other. Things happen. After said things happen, they stopped talking to each other, and it was like this resentment set in. Not as much as on our part as on their part towards us. And so for many years, there was just a lot of resentment, to the point that graduation parties, things like that, it was just not, it was not a thing. Like we wouldn't even get a hello. And so I grew up seeing that. My niece obviously grew up just knowing that they didn't speak to each other. Truly didn't have any understanding as to the severity of it, obviously because she was a baby when all this happened. Fast forward to the wedding last week. All she wanted was everyone to be cordial and respectful of the fact that this was a celebration and something super important. And then miracles just started happening. I truly feel like my dad had a big hand in that, just everything last week. We got hellos, we got how are you doing? We got conversations. My mom, above everybody else, this was one of her best friends, and they got to talk again, and they gave their condolences, and it was just beautiful. We danced together, we laughed together, we celebrated my niece together. It was just the most beautiful and harmonious situation, I was like, this is Miracle on 34th Street. Is this happening right now? It was just like, it was more than what we could have ever imagined happening. It was above and beyond from the heavens, straight from my dad. I feel like it was the most amazing release of resentment, release of grudges, and it was just so beautiful. And I'm saying this and explaining all of this to just really in the spirit of the holidays right now. I really want to urge you to pull out anything that you have felt resentment towards and anything that has been just a really tough situation in your life and you've held a grudge. I've had my share of things, and I've held grudges, and I think that after coming face to face with mortality myself, um and the mortality of people that I care about, that I love, that meant something so big to me. After coming face to face with their mortality, I feel like grudges and resentments are a waste of our time. That's the most precious thing that we have, is our time. And we are wasting our time holding on to things that no longer are serving us. And that's kind of the topic that I really want to talk about today, is really touch on the fact that there's so much time wasted with hatred in our hearts, with resentments and grudges in our hearts, that we forget to look around and appreciate time and the people that that you could mend things with, that may not be here tomorrow. And that's really such a hard concept, because when we hold on to those things, we're only hurting ourselves. We are only suffering that ourselves. You can, and I saw this in seeing like how my dad and my mom tried and would have loved to have a relationship with her other side of the family so many times. And with that, at the same time, I feel like 34 years passed and that friendship was drained for so long. And I know that in my heart, my dad wanted to end all of that. I know that was just what he would have wanted in his heart. And I truly feel like he had a part in what happened last week, and just seeing how amazing and how beautiful it was. That was his gift to my niece. It's hard because we were talking and she was like, Titi, after everyone left, I cried because I wish Abuelo would have been there. But at the same time, I don't know if Abuelo was here, if that would have happened. And it's so crazy to even think that, but I completely agree with her. Time is so precious, and when we are in that state of resentment and holding on to just past hurts, we're only hurting ourselves. We are only hurting ourselves. We are letting time pass and I'm not saying by any means, if the person let's say someone hurt you, if they hurt you and it's not someone that would serve having in your life, then let go of whatever resentment you're going through with them and You don't have to have them in your life. That's not the point of letting go of resentments. The whole point of letting go is so that you have peace. When we forgive, it isn't for the other person, it's for us so that we have peace. And I think that, especially during the holidays, tensions can be high and relationships are strained. And instead of feeling worse because of these strained relationships, why not let go of that and live in peace? Why not allow those things to dissipate and forgive? Doesn't mean that to forget, but forgive enough so that you live in peace. And let's say you pass them down the street one day, and instead of wishing them bad things, how about we send blessings their way? Because when we wish bad to somebody, we're just calling that back in. And it's really hard move past wishing ill towards somebody, or just wishing that whatever situation goes a way that is not favorable. And when that happens, you're just kind of calling that for yourself, and it's very sad. It's wasting time and energy on things that aren't going to serve you in any way. What good is it going to do to hold on to resentments? Just want you to think about that a little bit. It was really eye-opening to see and to experience someone letting go and to see the joy that it caused everyone around them. It was mind-blowing, and I'm getting kind of emotional just because it was every little bit what my dad would have wanted. I seriously, wholeheartedly feel like it was the gift that he sent from heaven, because it felt like there was a presence there of him just sprinkling in his love and what he would have wanted. And I think that's so special. So, coming up in the holidays or in any time of your life, just know that time is so precious. And instead of holding on to those resentments, instead of hurting yourself more, let go. Wish someone well. And if you don't need them in your life, great. You don't have to have them in your life. That isn't the point of letting go of the resentment. It's having peace of mind and just space in your heart for love rather than hate or anger. I just think that when we lose people, I think that it opens our eyes to how precious time is. And when we experience mortality in our face, which I have a number of times, I really truly feel like it just shows you that it's not worth it to feel those feelings, to wish ill or be in a state of indifference with somebody when what good is that going to do you? Is it going to really truly make you feel better? Is it really truly going to enhance your life in any way? If it does, we have some work to do. And if you truly sit down and think about it, it won't bring any good to your life to feel that resentment towards anyone, because life is precious and time is precious. I think that's all I got for you today. I I hope that that serves you. I am I think that's why I'm so excited to turn 41, because it is many more years than what I thought I had. I that I've I'm at 9 more years now than what I thought I would be in 2015, I think, right? Something like that. Whatever. However many years that is. Um my math isn't mathin' right now, but I I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for life. I'm so grateful for the things that I get to live. I am so incredibly grateful for the people and circumstances that I've gone through in my life, because I wouldn't be where I am. And I truly feel like I have learned to truly feel grateful for time, and for truly experiencing this gift that we have as humans, that we get to live, that we have breath in our lungs, that we have a blood running through our veins and our heart is pumping, and what a blessing. So, I hope that this served you today in some way. Um, Thank you so much for tuning in. It has been a crazy ride so far. I am like half a year in to this awesome podcast, and just I feel so incredibly grateful. So thank you for listening, and I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day. Peace out. Love your life. Bye.